LeBron James scored 3 points last night. Only 3 points. He played what, 35, 36 minutes in the game. Only 3 points. That's your GOAT? That's your GOAT? Oh, man. Come on. How can he be a GOAT? He only scored 3 points in the game. Now, LeBron James didn't score 3 points last night. I think they beat the crap out of the OKC Thunder. I don't know how many points he scored, but Steph Curry played against those Houston Rockets. Rockets in 6. He only finished with 3 points. I still can't believe that. Like, I've played 2K against Steph and double teamed him and triple teamed this dude. He still scored way more than 3 points. He's still going to drop at least 20 on me. All right. So I've played NBA 2K like as a grown man against my kids when they're like 5 or 6 years old and when they had the Warriors. Okay. I'll blow them out by 50 or 60 points. But Steph Curry will have about 25 or 35 points. So when I look at the stat line and I see that Steph Curry only had 3 points, and as I'm watching that game, he only has 3 points, I'm in disbelief. And then the next day, like, nobody's talking about Steph Curry only scoring 3 points. Can you imagine if LeBron James only scored 3 points? So it's levels to this. Can you imagine if Kobe Bryant only scored 3 points in a game? Or Michael Jordan only scoring 3 points in one game? Can you imagine that? And that's the thing, the quality I look at when we're having these GOAT debates. We can't just only talk about the highlights of that player. You talk about those, but you got to talk about the lowlights too. It's just like, hey, you can't have LeBron James in the GOAT conversation and we ignore the meltdown against the Dallas Mavericks. Okay? You can't ignore that. So if we're going to have Steph Curry in this GOAT conversation, we cannot ignore 3 points. 3 points. 3 points. You can say, well, he probably was injured. We don't know. That's alleged. That's something that's making a claim without proof. I'm not into that. All right. He had 3 points. I love my Rockets. We got awesome on defense, but damn, 3 points. But as a Rockets fan, I'm going to tell you something. Steph Curry has scored so many doggone points against us over the years and hurt our feelings. It's almost as if it's like I say, that 3 points don't feel real. But to me, it's the equivalent of like if you had that favorite restaurant, a restaurant you go to, and in order to get a free meal, you got to get like 20 meals in a row. You know what I'm saying? You got to buy 20 meals in a row and on your 21st meal is free or something like that. That's what it feels like. It's like, well, dang, I just spent all this money. Well, I guess I am owed a free meal. Well, he didn't score like, let me see, a couple weeks ago, he had 12,003. He made his 12,000 3-pointer. He didn't made 4,000 of those 3-pointers against my Houston Rockets. Well, dang, you know what? We're owed a Steph game where he's only scoring 3 points against us. Now, I wish that if we played them in the playoffs this year, I wish he would have had that 3-point game in the playoffs. But it's all good. That was a competitive game. Always a competitive game, Warriors and Rockets. You know what I'm saying? Especially in over there in Oracle. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard for us to win there. But Şengün, I love the way he battled yesterday. You know, when Draymond when he bows people in the face and does that stuff, he's testing people. You know, because it's like, oh, you on fire now. Okay, let me test you. And then it looked like it threw Şengün off a bit. He was aggressively attacking the basketballs. He missed like the next 4 or 5 layups. Understandably, got bowed in your nose. That can affect your vision because your nose is probably swelling up or probably hurting. But he was still aggressive and still attacking, and that's what I loved. And Draymond, hey, if he's on your team, a lot of times you may not have any problems with those antics, even though they seem to be over the board and crossing the line. But to me, he's this modern day version of Bill Laimbeer. People think Bill Laimbeer was a scrub. He was not a scrub. 4-time All-Star. You know what I'm saying? He averaged 16, 17 points, 10 or 9 boards a game, set hard screens. Very, very chippy and dirty player. And Draymond does a lot of those antics. So Pistons, Bad Boy Pistons was one of his teams. You can tell. So I can respect that. But it's like you got to stand up to those players. He tested Sengun, and I don't think that's the first time or the last time he going to test him. But I thought Sengun passed the test. So Rockets came out with the W. That's the most important stat. Draymond, he does those things to try to intimidate and then try to distract players. And most of the time it works. And the way I look at it, if the official is going to allow him to get away with it, well, then why would he stop? The man has 4 championships from it. So why would he stop? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, glad the Rockets took care of business, man. I appreciate these competitive games against the Warriors. And a lot of times, even when we lose those games, most of the games against the Warriors the past 8 or 9 years have been very competitive games. And I respect the hell out there, fans. Hey, and good rivalry. Love it. Well, I ain't going to call it a rivalry, but they always play some entertaining games to me as a Rockets fan.